Hello everyone. In this video we will talk with you about the basic theory that you need to use in the trading. If you do not understand how it works, then you will not make profitable trades. You will not understand where the price is going and what is happening in the market right now, and you will look at the chart with a complete misunderstanding of what is happening. After watching this video to the end, you will begin to understand the schedule, find out which way to open the finishes and avoid a bunch of ridiculous mistakes. And now we will discuss with you such a topic as the structure of the market. I think this is the most basic topic that should be understood by every trader who should know. And what exactly is the structure of the market? This is a sequence of highs and lows, which allows you to determine the trend and its further price movement. And what is an uptrend and a downtrend? An uptrend is when the price highs and lows are higher than the previous ones. That is, this maximum is higher than this. This maximum is higher than this. This minimum is higher than this minimum. This minimum is higher than that minimum. This is an uptrend. A downtrend is when this high is below this high is below this. The same with minimums. Each minimum is lower all the time. With an uptrend, of course, we will prioritize long positions. In a downtrend, we will have a short position. That is, here we open long, here we open short. Why are we doing this? Because when we work according to the trend, the probability of our success is much higher than when we open counter-trend deals. We have such a thing as swing hype, swing clow. What is it? Swing is a structural point at which a price reversal occurs. High is a higher structural point, low is a lower structural point. Swing high consists of 3 consecutive candlesticks, 2 of which have lower structural highs than the central one, forming a higher maximum. Simply put, at our edges you can see we have a candle on the left, a candle on the right is a candle above. That is, these are the maximum we should not have higher. Here it's the same with a candle on the left, a candle on the right, and this candle should be the lowest of all. When we form candles like this, we cannot count it as a swing. And how it all looks live on the chart. Candle on the left, candle on the right, the lowest point at the central candle. Candle on the left, candle on the right, the highest point is at the central candle. Candle on the left, candle on the right, the lowest point is at the central candle. Candle on the right, candle on the left, the highest structural point is at the central candle. We have a notation for an uptrend and for a downtrend on the chart. These designations are called higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. You can see how they are depicted on the graph. That is, we have an ascending structure, this is a descending structure. Unfortunately, in reality everything looks a little bit different. In reality, the graph looks torn and like this. How to understand where to put the structural point correctly? A structural point is the highest and lowest structural point. That is, here we put the highest structural point. Right here we cannot put a structural point because this point is not the lowest. And that's why we put our lowest structural point here. Also, we cannot put our supposedly high structural point here. Because the highest structural point is here. It's the same with the descending chart. This lowest structural point is the highest structural point. We can't point a stop to it. She's here right now. Let's move on to the next slide. Before we continue, I want to tell you about our partners, where we trade cryptocurrency. This is the BingX exchange. At the top right you will have a video for a full overview of all exchanges, and by registering using our referral link, you will receive a 10% discount on trading commissions and bonuses of up to 5,000 USD. The link to register with all bonuses is under the video. Important! In order for you to receive all the bonuses, you need to check that our referral code was entered during registration. This is checked here. Register and get bonuses from us. When we see that we have one trend changing to another trend, it means that we have had a breakdown of the structure. Here we had an uptrend, it changed to a downtrend. There was a downtrend here, it changed to an uptrend. We call it break of structure, or we designate it by the word of the as BOS. Under what conditions and how is the boss correctly BOS? With an uptrend, we know that we have the lowest, but the lowest point would have to be found somewhere here. But since our lowest point turned out to be lower than the previous minimum, this shows us that we have had a change in the nature of the movement, which means our chart is in a downtrend. And here we note this BOS. In a downtrend, when you change to an uptrend, everything goes the opposite way. We know that in a downward movement, each highest point must be lower than the previous one. In this example, we have a new highest point, it is higher than the previous one. Thus, we have formed a BOS, and thus we see that we are changing our character to an upward movement. How does it all look on the chart, and how should it be marked correctly? In order to mark the BOS correctly, remember this main rule: we must get a foothold here with a candle. We can't have a candle wick. If we have a candle wick then we can't consider it a true BOS. We should have a fully anchored candle body. That's when we have just secured the body of the candle, then we can already assume that we are changing the direction of movement. And now we're going to talk about synchronizing timeframes. What is it anyway? Look, we have a watchmaker. I marked it with a time frame of 1 hour. This is an hourly time frame. He has an ascending structure here. This square, I have brought it to reason and transferred it to a 15-minute time frame. In this square, you see, there is some kind of downward movement here. On a 15-minute time frame, there will be an ascending structure first, then a descending structure will be broken, and then an ascending structure will be broken again. Now we will sort it out. This line here is this upward movement. When we get to this point here, we have a breakdown of the structure, we have a downward trend. And we are moving in a downtrend. When we get to this point, our 15-minute structure changes to an ascending one, and we go further along the ascending structure. And this is what is called synchronization of timeframes, when we have a 15-minute time frame turned over and when it is synchronized. That is, we have both ascending and ascending here. How can we use this in practice to earn money? We mark a zone of interest for ourselves. Specifically, we will talk about the zone of interest in the following videos, how to mark it correctly. In this video we analyze the structure. Let's remember that in a superior trend, each minimum should be higher than the previous one. Therefore, according to our idea, we will have to open our long position here. But how do we understand whether we will have a point in long here or not? Look, we're moving into a 15-minute time frame. That is, once again, as I said, this line is this line, this line is this line. This is the area of interest. We are looking at what a 15-minute time frame is doing for us. That is, if our 15-minute time frame goes lower like this, then we get our hourly time frame will break, because here it will go lower and we have this minimum, it will intersect and everything will be BOS. We will have a scrapping of the hourly time frame. We are reaching our area of interest. As soon as we come to the zone of interest and we look at what our 15-minute time frame is doing. Our 15-minute time frame turns around and does a structure break. And the 15-minute time frame changes from a downward movement from this to this. We understand that everything, the 1 hour time frame and the 15-minute time frame are synchronized and we can enter into a deal in long. We are entering into a deal in the direction of movement. I hope I have explained everything clearly. If you have any questions, you can write in the comments, I will answer them. Guys, if you liked our content, then also subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to receive educational videos, tradings, and a lot of useful materials, put a like, I will be pleased. This will motivate me to prepare more content for you. I hope you enjoyed everything. Have a good evening, everyone.